In this video, I'm going to show you how to pull TPOT or TPITOS observation reports for your leadership team meetings. Anytime you want to pull a report, you need to get to the reports page, and you can do that by clicking on reports over here in the upper right hand corner. The next thing you'll want to do is to navigate through the TPITOS or TPOT reports, and to do that you can use this search bar right here. Today I'm going to show you using TPITOS as an example, but keep in mind that the same reports that are available for TPITOS are also available for TPOT, so you should be able to use what you learned in this video about TPITOS to also pull TPOT reports. So you can see that I typed in the word TPITOS into the search bar, and that pulled up all of the reports that have anything to do with TPITOS. You can see that there are a variety of reports available. I'm going to show you two today that I think could be really helpful for leadership teams to look at. The first one is this one, the TPITOS Trend Report. To pull the report, you come over here and click Select next to the report, and then you can see that a start date and an end date come up. So you just want to put in a start and an end date that includes the range of data that you would like to include. So in this example, I'm going to make my start date a little earlier to include a little bit more data. After you have your start and end date set, go ahead and click Run Report. And here is the bar graph. So it's a bar graph of the percentage of items in place for each indicator over time. So you can see that blue is going to be fall of 2019, red is the spring of 2020, green is the fall of 2020, and then yellow is the spring of 2021. At the top of the report, you can see some criteria, including when the first observation was done and when the last observation was done of the observations that are included in the data, along with the number of observations that are included. On the x-axis is the indicator, and on the graph you can see it's an abbreviation. So for example, right here it says POC as the abbreviation. If you scroll through the report, meaning if you use the arrows at the top, you'll see the description of each abbreviation. So again, my example of POC stands for Provides Opportunities for Communication and Building Relationships. And you can go ahead and scroll through this report to see each one of those. So that's the TPITOS Trend Report, and remember that the TPOT Trend Report is going to be very similar to this. I'm going to return to the report list by clicking this button here, and I'm going to show you the other TPOT or TPITOS report that I think would be helpful for leadership teams. That's going to be the Red Flag Trend Report. Again, there's a TPITOS Red Flag Trend Report and a TPOT Red Flag Trend Report. You're going to follow the same directions by clicking Select next to the report you want, changing your start and end date to include all the data you want to include, and clicking Run Report. Now the Red Flag Trend Report gives you a graph of the percentages of red flags over time. So that's this blue one here. The green bar is for the other teacher. So on the TPITOS, that's a feature of the old TPITOS. And so you can see here it's 0 all across the board. Again, if I scroll through the report, then I'll actually get to see which red flags were selected during observation. So I can see in the fall of 2019, there was one red flag for that classroom staff expect children in the class to be on the same schedule for activities. And again, I can scroll through the report to see where those red flags are showing up. But this just gives me an overall sense for my program of how many red flags my program has during a certain observation window and which red flags they're given. So those are just two examples of some reports you can pull for your leadership team in terms of your TPOT and TPITOS data.